Some of you will not be willing to change. Your mindset will be in the West and your way of being too ingrained. And those of you with that mindset will hate it here. Of course, as most of you know, I have not lived in the West, so I have to go by what my husband and others have told me. And one of the issues there is the constant demands of the workplace, especially in America, where people work 60 to 80 hours per week and are typically exhausted by the end of the week. The amount of stress and time spent at work leads to a very unhealthy lifestyle. There's no time to make healthy food, so you have to eat on the go. Then you feel too exhausted to work out, so your physical health is affected negatively. You typically have very little time to socialize and etc. And this leads to sickness, misery, and overweight people. While here in the Philippines, the opposite is true. Here, we almost have too much time and everything is at a much slower pace. And let us see how will this affect you and why you might end up losing everything if you're lucky. And what do I mean by that? Well, watch to the end and see. One of the things I remember about Paul, my husband, is that even when he was retired, it was like he could not relax. He always had to do something. But with time, that started changing. And he started relaxing more and enjoying his retirement more. Then, of course, COVID hit and he had no choice but to chill for a couple of years. However, he missed the grind and went back to the grind in the West. And now he says he misses the slower lifestyle. That man could never make up his mind. One big difference you will discover about Filipinos is that we live in the now. Typically not worrying about the next week, the next month, and most certainly not the next year. We enjoy the moment knowing that any moment can be the last. So many times we will live like a one-day millionaire. We get our paycheck and typically a few days later the paycheck is gone. And so we struggle while waiting for the next one. Filipinos live in the now, and this trait is important to remember when you move here. And it is part of why you will lose everything. This is part of the culture, and it is what makes us Filipinos happy and lucky. Like, we don't have a care in the world. So, when you eventually do move here, what will it be like? Well, like the title says, you will lose everything if you are lucky. Lose everything, you say? Well, yes, you lose everything, but in a good way. Well, actually, in a very good way. So, let's dive into it. After moving here, you will notice that your being is changing, slowly but surely. Your stress will start draining out of you. And as your stress level comes down, you will start noticing that people around you, and you notice their tendency to always smile and joke about everything. They will greet you with a smile, and some will even flirt with you. Soon, you will find girls flirting with you in a simple ways. The way they stare at you and the way they greet you. They might even call you guapo while just walking in the street somewhere. And none of those negativity and aggressiveness as you see with Western women. They might not even be interested in you and they will still flirt. You know why? Because we Filipinos like to laugh and we don't take ourselves too seriously. And after a day out where people have smiled, girls have flirted, and the sun has been shining on you, literally speaking, you will come home and sleep like a baby without a worry in the world. You will have deep sleeps and wake rested, and you will make new, long lasting friendships. I know, by the way, making friends here in the Philippines is super easy. You see, all the foreigners coming here are looking to start over and making friends. So, yes, my hubby says it's the easiest place to make friends. So don't worry, you won't be lonely. You will go places you only imagined in movies, such as white beaches that are pollution free and amazingly beautiful waterfalls that you have to see to believe. Of course, there's coffee shops with amazing views. The views and nature are breathtaking in the Philippines. A video can only show you so much. You really must experience it. You might live in a 500 square foot apartment and only have a scooter. You might only have a few pair of shirts and slipper. Compared to the USA, your material possession will be minimal. Soon, you will come to realize that your material possessions mean very little to nothing. You won't care if you have the latest iPhone 14 or a 5-year-old Android phone. Soon after arrival, you will notice that you are being changed. Or you will hear people from your country say, "You seem different." You will be more chilled and relaxed, and soon your default won't be stress and anger, but rather happiness and chillness. You will find yourself waking up in the morning with a smile on your face and excitement for the day. Happy, exhilarated to be alive. You will notice that the sadness and emptiness that you felt in the West slowly dissipating and being replaced by happiness. You will wonder to yourself why you did not move here earlier. And one day, you will find yourself sitting at the top of a hill, maybe having a beer or a coffee, and looking out at the beauty of the Philippines and ponder on life. And then realize how much of it was wasted on a trifle, shallow, and meaningless lifestyle. And at that point, you will realize the most important thing is that you now have lost everything. You lost everything from the West. The anxiety, the stress, the materialistic hunger, the lack of sleep, and the anger. You will have lost everything from the West, but gain everything from the East. The live in the now philosophy, the chillness, the laughter, the happiness. And when that happens, you will truly know the feeling of being a Filipino. And at that point, I will say to you, mabuhay and welcome to the Philippines. Well, that's it for this episode of, wait, not quite there. Listen, not everyone will have this experience I mentioned above. Some of you will not be willing to change. Your mindset will be in the West and your way of being too ingrained. And those of you with that mindset will hate it here. So, how do you know which camp you are in? Well, I think those who venture here and move here are obviously wanting something different. So be open-minded and let the Philippines do its magic upon you. Well, that's it for today's video. I thank you everyone for supporting and for watching my video. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye for now.